At National University, you don't just get a degree in nursing, you get a degree in
helping save my dad's life.
Fixing boo-boos.
Code blue, room 305.
Staying calm when I can't.
Bringing my daughter into this world safely.
We know it's not just the degree, it's the degree to which you use it. Help people when they need it most with our RN to BSN completion program. Learn more at nu.edu. National University, for the greater.
Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, your number one source for all things sports. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net. Use the hashtag EPNERA and join the revolution now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling Heads Radio. This is Skits, and I'm here with my co-host Tom. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Not much. We're technically in February now. That's crazy to me because it feels like it was just 2015, and now we're already in the second month of 2016. Time is flying by. But we got so much stuff to cover. So much stuff is going on, as it always is, in the world of professional wrestling.
Definitely is. A lot of shit to talk about today. But I want to introduce the newest member here on the WH Radio team, my boy from PWG, Jared. What's good, man? Welcome to the team, man.
Hey, yo. How's it going, everybody?
Everything's good over here, man. Glad to have you on. You know, we'll be shooting shit here on WH Radio, talking some Monday Night Raw. I'm pretty sure we get into some Lucha Underground talk and some other stuff. But let's get into Raw, shall we?
Excellent.
Let's get to it. Of course. How does this Monday Night Raw start off in Birmingham, Alabama? But, of course, to bring out the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar, his music hits, crowd goes crazy, as any crowd would. Paul Heyman comes out, keeps telling the crowd about, of course, Suplex City, and starts talking about...
Me. Would wrestling fans in Birmingham be called Burning Hammers?
That's a good one. It is a good wrestling crowd pun. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. But, so Heyman starts talking about, of course, the main event of Fastlane, which is the triple threat match to determine who faces Triple H at WrestleMania. He tells them that Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns are both going to Suplex City, and Roman Reigns knows what it's like, so he needs to tell his buddy Dean Ambrose. And he starts talking about Dean Ambrose, how he's crazy, and how he rides the short bus, and starts talking all this trash, and lo and behold, we hear Dean Ambrose music plays, and he comes firing down to the ring, steps into the ring with Brock Lesnar, says he would be glad to go to Suplex City. He says, Brock, take me to Suplex City. I'll take whatever you got. I don't want to fight you, but you know what? I'm going to fight you. I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to fight my own brother, too. And then he says, just came out here to see what all the fuss was about, and politely goes back to the back of the locker room. And there you have it, kind of an abrupt ending to the opening promo. But, guys, what did you think of this opening segment between Brock Lesnar and eventually Dean Ambrose joining in toward the end?
I thought it was interesting. I was kind of surprised Brock didn't attack him. I mean, knowing a typical Brock Lesnar, he would just go ham on somebody, but he basically just had that like smirk at him and like, yeah, you're like basically like cute, like you're funny, like so. But I'm
you
very
funny,
looking
Brock,
interested.
eat you face last.
What was that?
You funny, Brock, eat you face last.
Oh shit. But yeah. Like the thing is, I'm looking forward to this triple threat because I'm like really thinking that Dean Ambrose might turn on Roman Reigns from like. I want to fast forward real quick. Like if you go back to the segment that they had in the back with Stephanie and Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and she was basically saying there's always like a plan B, basically meaning how when Randy when they turn on Randy and then they had Seth join, and basically saying watch out, basically telling them like how do you like being Roman's sidekick and stuff. I'm kind of feeling like Dean might turn, so I don't know. Let's see.
Only time will tell.
I don't know, because how long has it been where each month in and month out we keep predicting, Dean Ambrose is going to turn on Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose is going to turn on Roman Reigns. Okay, this is going to be the moment where Dean Ambrose turns on Roman Reigns. I don't know if we can safely assume that Fastlane's going to be the time because, they set this up in a triple threat match. So it's like, obviously, I'm pretty sure they put Ambrose in this match just to take the pinfall because I'm pretty sure we have a good idea that Roman Reigns is going to get the victory, and there's no way Brock Lesnar's getting pinned. He's not going to get pinned clean by Roman Reigns at Fastlane. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like once again it comes one of those things where it's just like we think Dean Ambrose might turn heel, but and I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think he should.
Go ahead.
There are some things in wrestling that should just be constants. Like eventually the face always wins. That's a constant. And one of those constants should be that Dean and Roman are just buddies. Like they just work together as a team.
Yeah, and I think so. And I think just, I don't know, maybe it comes to the point where people are just like, okay, we want to see Dean Ambrose turn heel, even though he's really doing good as a babyface, and he's incredibly over still with the crowd. So, like I said, that's another reason why I don't think we're going to see Ambrose kind of change anytime soon, especially with a lot of the injuries that keep happening. They need to keep him in that babyface spot.
I'm kind of sick of this whole, like, putting Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in matches together and they're supposed to be friends. Like, who's doing this booking right now? Like, if you don't want fans to talk, like, is this person going to turn heel? Why don't you do the right thing? Just have Roman Reigns go one-on-one with Lesnar and just go over.
Yeah. I get the feeling Brock didn't want that to happen.
What was that, Jared?
I get the feeling Brock probably didn't want that to happen.
I mean, I know Brock is, supposed to be like the monster or whatnot, but sometimes you just got to lay down. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. But we'll see what happens come Fastlane in just a few weeks. I think what most people's predictions are regarding the main event is sure to come true.
Let's not forget the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family also, I think they might get involved in that match too because of what happened. If you look, 2 weeks ago on Raw, how they kind of took out Lesnar, and then they kicked him out at the Rumble. So you got to think about that too.
Yeah.
What if
and the only reason we didn't see either Bray Wyatt or Bo Dallas on Raw was actually because, according to PW Insider, Blackjack Mulligan, who is the uncle of Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. If I'm not mistaken, right? Isn't he's the uncle of Bray and Bo?
Either uncle or grandfather. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, because I thought he was the brother of IRS, which is their father. But I could be wrong. But anyway, PW Insider said that Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas both were going to miss Monday Night Raw because of that, because obviously it was something serious to where both guys had to leave. So hopefully that situation turns out positive. And before we continue with Raw, because obviously this is a big topic of discussion going on today as far as the world of professional wrestling, was Bret Hart announcing on Facebook today that he does have prostate cancer. Obviously, Bret Hart, one of the living legends. We all know this. He has the moniker, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Somebody that kind of resonated throughout the whole world of wrestling, and somebody that's gone through a lot, both personally and professionally. Very scary to hear something like this, because you never know what could happen. So I know we all send our best wishes to Bret Hart, and hopefully he can put prostate cancer in the sharpshooter and beat this thing.
Yeah, definitely do it.
But getting back to a positive note, like I said, Bret Hart is definitely in our thoughts. But to Raw, we had Kalisto taking on one member of the League of Nations, Rusev. And
is the League of Nations still a thing?
What's up?
Well, if they keep getting injured now, but
but at this rate, isn't everybody getting injured?
Yeah.
So by the time we roll around to WrestleMania, it'll probably be like Brie Bella going against Kevin Owens in the main event.
Oh, Christ.
But it was announced for Fastlane that Kalisto will be defending his U.S. title against Alberto Del Rio with another rematch. Before we get to the Kalisto-Rusev match, what did you guys think of the announcement of another rematch for the U.S. title happening at Fastlane?
Well, I was thinking that I heard that Del Rio was also injured.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So
I heard the same thing as well. So, what type of? I couldn't remember what type of injury he was having.
Like a back injury.
Yeah.
Like getting tossed around by Lesnar.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they're, like I said, obviously he wasn't wrestling tonight on Raw. He was out. He was out on commentary, commentating the Kalisto-Rusev match. It went back and forth throughout the whole match. We saw Rusev kind of, play the typical bully. Announcers were building up Kalisto. It's the small guy who's making a comeback. And Kalisto eventually does defeat Rusev, but via countout. And, of course, after Del Rio attacks Kalisto. What did you guys think of Kalisto and Rusev tonight?
It was a thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. At this point, the stream kind of crapped out for me, so I missed this part.
Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. From what I saw, it was a decent matchup, but I see what the WWE's trying to do by having every match Rusev have as a countout. It's kind of like they're trying to protect him, not make him look weak. They don't want to have him be a pin, but otherwise, it was a good, match to show off Kalisto as the U.S. champ. So, but I kind of wish they would have had the match with him and Neville instead of Rusev. To be honest with you, to see a little rematch on Raw, I think that would have been well.
Was Neville even on the show tonight?
Was who?
Neville.
No, Neville was definitely not on the show.
No. We're lucky Tyler Breeze made an appearance on the show and wasn't stuck in catering.
It was so sad.
But moving on to, I think, one of the more entertaining things of the night, and I want to mention this because I really enjoyed this segment. It was the Miz TV segment with AJ Styles. So from the get-go, Miz starts talking really good about AJ Styles, starts talking about how he was too small to play football, but he beat those odds, and how he's always been put down. And he says to AJ, you know, you remind me a lot of somebody I used to mentor, Daniel Bryan. He's a small guy. He's a good wrestler, but I'm the one that helped Daniel Bryan. I mentored him. And I can help mentor you, AJ Styles. And AJ Styles just has a complete look of confusion.
Oh. What fucking opposite world is this?
Yeah. But Miz keeps talking about this and playing this up, and the crowd starts saying to AJ Styles, they start doing the no chants to him, and Miz starts getting pissed. And all of a sudden, Miz goes on a rampage and says that AJ Styles is nothing, that he was a big fish in a small pond, but this is the ocean of the WWE, and he's not going to make it here. And he starts just going on and on and on, putting down AJ Styles. And, of course, Miz starts to end his promo and turns around and starts getting a beating from AJ Styles. AJ Styles causes him to flee right to the back, and that was the end of the segment. But I thought, you know, as I'm not a big Miz fan. I think there's very little people who are really actually into Miz, but I thought he did such a great job here playing the dickish heel to the new star coming into the company, acting like he was once again bigger and better than this person, that even though AJ Styles has all this accolades, that Miz is somehow better. I thought Miz did a fantastic job, and you notice that AJ Styles really didn't get in a word. Miz, like I said, it was kind of a flat segment at first. I thought this whole Miz TV thing was going to go nowhere, but the crowd was loving AJ Styles. So what did you guys think of this whole Miz TV segment?
Before you go into that, let me just put on Oscar online. Oscar?
Going on, everyone? How y'all doing tonight?
Where the hell are you been, young man?
What are you, my fucking father?
I'm not Darth Vader enough for that.
How you doing, Jarrett?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Before I want to give my thoughts about AJ Styles and match, I just want to give out the shout out to all those Lucha Underground fans. They showed me love over the weekend. I appreciate that. So yeah, just giving a shout out. So yeah. But anyways,
hold on, Oscar. You can just jump in here and just answer questions. He actually asked, "What's the thoughts?" And I was in the middle of talking, and you just came up here like you was already on the show. Come on, buddy.
All right, then go ahead. Ladies first.
You got to wait in line. But anyways, back to it's definitely good to have Miz, play as one of the major heels. On the mic talking trash. He's a good trash talker or whatnot. And I thought they played it well, because basically what this whole thing is going to do is going to make a SmackDown match, because Styles and Miz, I guarantee you, will be facing each other on SmackDown.
Yep, they did confirm that.
Okay. I did not see that, but I guess it's already confirmed, and get ready for Miz to take that Styles clash later on this week.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, Jared, what did you think of the whole Miz TV segment? Did you think Miz did a good job playing the dickish heel in this role?
Yeah, I think he's probably best when he's obviously he's a terrible face, but he's good when he has someone to work with. And having AJ just not talk was probably a good idea because AJ's not the best promo cutter in the world, but he's not terrible. I think Miz was a good heat getter, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and Oscar, did you check her out tonight?
Yeah, I did. I saw that segment of AJ and the Miz, and all I have to say was actually pretty interesting. They're going to go start a feud between AJ and the Miz, and I kind of like that idea if they're planning that way because you know how the Miz history with Daniel Bryan, like he mentioned that. Oh, he supposedly made him who he is today and all that. And if you're going to bring someone from the Indies, done it for so many years, why not the Miz? You know, why not have him start off against the Miz? You know, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, AJ and the Miz have a great match to a pay-per-view or anything like that. But I just think that story-wise, putting them in there, like putting a guy everybody loves, the indie darling, against one of the top heels, actually heels that everybody loves to hate in the WWE is the Miz. Why not? You know, why not make a rivalry that have everybody want to say, oh, yes, listen, I hope AJ fucked his ass up at Fastlane. Why not? Well, unfortunately, they're gonna do it at they have a match at SmackDown, but I hope it continues on and it ends up at a better thing at WrestleMania. But yeah, I enjoyed the segment. I liked the part when the Miz, like, he didn't want to give him the mic. That was pretty funny, and I liked in the end how AJ whooped his ass and now you know me now, huh? You know me now. So hopefully next week the Miz does something dumb to AJ. Hey, fuck it. Even if you make him lose a match next week, fuck it. Let the story continue.
It's definitely not a feud happening. It's definitely just like a one-match thing, for sure.
Holding it to that.
Well, we'll see. They're not going to waste their time.
Interesting because
AJ Styles feud with The Miz. It's going to be a one-match thing on SmackDown, and you'll never hear from The Miz again. He'll go back to being a jobber.
Yeah, I think it's more of a way to kind of keep AJ Styles relevant, you know, like I said, keep getting him over. It was really interesting. There's a video, I believe it was from WWE.com
where he showed up.
AJ, and it was AJ Styles coming to Monday Night Raw. You know how the wrestlers arrive before the show.
Where like he was signing autographs, right?
Yeah, and he was walking through, and you obviously a lot of the older fans know who AJ Styles is, but you can really tell already he's been in the WWE only a couple weeks, and there's these little kids in like a John Cena shirt, and they're going like absolute ape shit over AJ Styles. They're like, oh, could we get an autograph? Could we get a picture? Could we get a high five, man? Like, only in a few weeks are a lot of the casual fans really kind of warming up to AJ Styles and really showing, I think, getting a sense of how big of a star he is, and I think WWE is doing a great job. Like I said, they're also making his matches feel like they're big-time matches. You know, we didn't see AJ Styles in a match tonight. It was only the Miz TV segment, and, of course, his first match was against Chris Jericho last week, so they're kind of saving his matches.
Get a match with Curtis Axel, too, on SmackDown.
I forgot about that one. But,
which was not a bad match. Which was not a bad match, because we all know Curtis Axel. The guy can, like, wrestle. So
he's a headache. Of course he can.
Yeah, so they had Curtis actually show his talent instead of him being a jobber. You know, we know he plays the social outcast, you know, character as of now, but they had a match. So that's one thing that I like that they did with Styles and Curtis. So yeah.
Yeah. But moving on. Speaking of Curtis Axel, we had the Usos come out for a tag team match, and then if the Social Outcast music hits, and we saw Adam Rose, Curtis Axel, and Heath Slater come out.
Real quick,
someone pointed this out to me.
I just want to mention Social Outcasts have 3 T-shirts. Let's go.
They have 3 shirts, only one of which is available, and it's the worst one.
I'm like the biggest Social Outcast fan. Like on this show, those are my guys. Heath Slater.
I love 2 of them.
Huh?
I love 2 of them.
Who do you like?
Heath and Axel.
I'm gonna go Heath Slater, Axel, and I like Bo on the mic. Rose is like whatever. I don't know why he's there.
Hey, I do have Heath Slater hairdo, so I like to come out and yell out, "I'm the one man, baby."
I think the whole one-man band did.
A friend of mine pointed out to me that there is a pun within the Social Outcasts, both Axel and Rose.
Oh, I get
That's
it. Guns N' Roses, I get it.
Yep.
That's a pretty good one. But yeah, of course, Social Outcasts come out and they start talking about the Usos being brothers, and they say, we might not have been born brothers, but we are brothers by choice. And then they start mentioning, wait, where's Bo? Bo, where are you? And they just keep looking for Bo. And they said that they told him he was not going to be here this week because, of course, Bo Rida is going to be busy in the studio, so he couldn't be here tonight. So no Dallas this week. So we had Adam.
He totally won that contest.
Oh, yeah, everybody knew that because everybody knows that Flo Rida is absolute trash. Everybody.
Terrible. He's so bad.
I could beat him at a
It sounded like I'm listening to Eyes on the Ring game when True God Amora was killing fucking Flo Rida for the whole half hour.
Well, we're not that crazy. No diss to True.
Yeah, but we had Adam Rose and Curtis Axel take on the Usos and kind of just like a whatever tag team match, Social Outcasts are there to take the pinfall. But I will say at least they are making the Social Outcasts look somewhat like credible. Like they're not obviously people aren't going to take them too seriously, but at least they're getting some offense in. I know most people aren't going to think that they're going to beat the Usos, but I think it was nice for me for a change to see them at least have a little bit of a chance instead of just looking like complete jokes.
Yeah,
you don't need to win all the time. You just need to look good.
And plus, it adds another team in a tag division because the tag division is pretty shit right now.
Yep.
Oh, that tag division is so weak. I think you realize it now more than ever how weak it is when it's just like, the Usos are going to face the New Day once again. And it's just, that's the reaction. That's the reaction everybody has. They just kind of groan and, hold their head, and you're just like, oh, come on. Isn't there anything else?
It's probably time to bring in Carlson and
Gallows and Gunn, save us.
That's the whole plan. That's why they're not going to NXT and they're going straight to the main roster. I believe I said this last week.
Yeah, I think now's the time to bring him in because you have injuries at the Lucha Dragons. I don't know why the hell they broke up the primetime players. I don't understand that.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. No explanation. It's just been okay.
I mean, they still have the Dudley Boys there. They have the Century.
Yeah.
They just don't want to use them.
So they're kind of taking Bob Van Dam's spot of just being Attitude Era jobbers, which I like.
And we'll see if this new I don't know if Epico and Primo are coming back, but I don't know if they're going to go back to them or do another gimmick. I know they're going to kill off the Los Matadores, so we'll see. We'll see. It was doing good a few months ago, but now it's going back to square one.
I don't know. I see. As much as I would want Gallows and Anderson to be on the main roster, at the same time I don't. I feel like they would work so much better in NXT. I don't know. I feel like they would get more appreciated for what they could do down in NXT as compared to the main roster. You know, AJ Styles works because, no disrespect to Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, but AJ Styles is a much bigger name than those two. And he's able to get over with the crowd. But, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, I don't think really right now can resonate with a lot of the casual fans. That's why I feel like they would, like I said, they'd be much better kind of starting out in NXT and just doing it. Like I said, they don't have to be in there for a year, but just kind of getting warmed up, and then we see them go to the main roster. But once again, it's WWE forced into a situation where they haven't built up any tag teams. They haven't done anything creatively to put tag teams together and to really build up that division. And, injuries do come into play, but it's also, there should be more options out there regardless of injuries. But
team can we feed to the Usos next?
Moving on. What else did we have on Raw? Of course,
Brie Bella and Charlotte.
That was baffling. Enraging.
Let's get into this. So, of course, this all started from a backstage segment earlier on Raw, where WWE was talking about Nikki Bella, how she got a neck surgery and how it was successful. And Brie Bella was talking about her sister, and Charlotte comes out with Rick out of nowhere. And Charlotte starts talking about she feels so terrible about what happened to Nikki, and then she starts saying how she was in all these matches with Nikki and how she feels like that she might have ended Nikki Bella's career herself. So playing up that heel character to the fullest, I think Charlotte is. And so that led to this match. God, I don't know about you guys, but I thought this was just like one huge. It was a pretty bad match, but it was just like awkward. And then Brie Bella wins with a distraction roll up. So you have your champ get pinned by Brie Bella, who wasn't anywhere close to contention.
I'm trying
to
figure out why in the F, why in the fuck is fucking Brie Bella even talked about as a fucking contender now? WWE, what are you doing? None of the fans give a shit about Brie Bella. Let's keep it real right now. Out of the Bella twins, Nikki's the popular one. Nobody cares for Brie. Brie needs to stop trying to use Daniel Bryan's moves so she can get over, because it's not working. She tries it every week, still doesn't get the yeses chance, and it actually depends what city she's in. She needs to just stop. And Alicia Fox looking like a pure jobber outside, just standing there cheering. I'm done.
It's a disaster. I will say, though, Ric Flair can still wrestle for his age. Well, they're the same person.
Well, I could say this. If they're going on with a Brie Bella and Charlotte feud, fine. At least to make it a WrestleMania better feud. Wait, WrestleMania, it could work on something better. Like, huh?
But why?
You
already have a storyline going on. You already have a storyline going on.
You're asking questions then.
Well, just to get it out of the way, and then when it comes to WrestleMania, they can go back with Charlotte going against Becky and Sasha in the triple threat match.
Whatsoever.
I know the WWE's not making any sense, so I just they might as well get over with.
But why even have a feud? Why did they just have a match with SmackDown?
I don't know. But
because they hate us?
You don't need to have a feud. Look, this is the thing. You don't need to have a feud with everything. Just because somebody beats somebody doesn't mean they have to have a feud. They can have a fucking TV feud. Doesn't mean they have to have a feud to go to the fucking pay-per-view. Brie Bella is not a pay-per-view fucking type of feud type of person. She's a fucking TV feud person.
Especially, think of Charlotte's feud before this. It was this big feud between Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and I think most fans were in agreement that, you know what, it was kind of the first time in a while that a one-on-one Divas feud was actually built up pretty well, minus
and then
a lot of the Ric Flair. Yeah, but even if you put the Ric Flair stuff aside, it was a pretty well built up feud. It made sense. They brought up NXT. It felt legitimate. It made both women look good. Charlotte looked like the heel who was protecting her title but still trying to look legitimate while hiding behind her father. And then Becky Lynch, fighting for her friendship and all this different stuff. And it was really well built up. You can't. How do you go from that to Brie Bella?
And let's not forget Sasha showing up at Royal Rumble. You can't just scratch that off and go to Brie Bella, which is like level F of a feud. When I mean by level F, level
okay, so you have Charlotte pick up victory, and you do it in a heelish manner, but then you can't on the Raw the next week. You can't have Brie Bella do a distraction roll up on a heel person. That doesn't work. It needs to be the heel distracting the babyface and getting the victory. How do you have your champ lose on Raw?
This is what I think is going to happen. I don't see no Fastlane feud. Brie Bella's not going to Fastlane. Straight up. Let's just scratch that off now. She's going to SmackDown to get her ass beat, and probably Raw the next week to get her ass beat again. And we won't see Brie Bella for a long time. She'll have a total Divas type of feud match. So let's just scratch Brie Bella off the title scene right now.
You say these things,
if anybody thinks that's,
you're going to be wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong here. If I'm wrong, then we'll talk about this when it happens. Because I don't think it's happening.
I just don't care what the hell. I just don't care what's the match in Fastlane. I just think WrestleMania would be more exciting.
I think it better be. I think if you've built up these women for so long, I think right now the only logical thing would be to do a triple threat match between the three divas. But let's talk about the other divas match that happened tonight. You had Sasha Banks coming out. She cut a promo talking about how she was sick of sitting in the back and sick of watching everybody take her spotlight. And now it's her time. It's the boss's time. And then you had Naomi and Tamina come out, and we thought they were going to go full heel there, but they said, we understand what they're doing, but, we understand all groups kind of disband. We're not going to be like a Team PCB. We're going to disband, but we could still be friends. We can be the competitors, but we can still be friends. And
it's funny because they actually had a segment where they actually broke up and it didn't show on SmackDown.
Really?
They just took it.
That's WWE for you, where they'll do a segment or something, and it'll be on SmackDown, and nobody will remember it because the same number of people don't watch SmackDown as they do Raw, and then WWE will just be like, all right, start new come Monday. So, Naomi and Tamina stood at ringside while it was Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Thought it was an okay match, nothing really spectacular. I think, given more time and a bigger platform, we know these two women can do great things. But of course, the heel turn came when we saw Naomi and Tamina attack Sasha Banks, go in full heel mode.
So 2 things for the 3 of you. What did you guys think of the match, and do you guys think anything's going to come of this Naomi and Tamina full-fledged heel turn? Now they're solidified as heels, while Sasha Banks is kind of another baby face. And I'll start off with Skip.
Well, we already know that Becky and, just like you said, Becky and Sasha, they can work well together and put on a hell of a match any time in the place. And with Sasha, with Naomi and Tamina turning, it's really not them turning because they were. If you look back, they were the original tag team. It was them two, and Sasha joined them. So it's like they were already heels, and it's like basically they helped Sasha, face turn. So I don't know if Sasha's gonna be a face. If she's gonna be that. Hold on. Let me put it like this: the Sasha Banks that we know with the attitude, slash still a face, a fan favorite with that heelish kind of attitude. You know what I mean? That's what I need to see in Sasha Banks for her to be, get that success. So, and her and Naomi, fuck it, book it. That needs to happen now.
Well, I have to say is that I don't know if it's all a part of the story, all a plan. Like, I know cases are like, oh, no Fastlane feud between Brie Bella and Charlotte, but if they're planning this for WrestleMania, like a triple threat between Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky, then I guess it's all part of the story to have those two kind of team up to go against Team Bad, as they're going to still be calling them that. And then they both could chase out their title after Fastlane. So right now, if anything, who knows? They're still playing time left, but it looks like that's where everything's going.
Let's not forget, what's her name? Tamina Snuka usually doesn't really wrestle like that, so that's why I'm like, have a one-on-one match with just Sasha and Naomi.
And Jared, what did you think of the match tonight and Team Bad turning on Sasha Banks?
Jerry there? Yeah.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you meant someone else. It was predictable, but it was also kind of expected. I know that's what predictable means, but yeah, it was inevitable. It was going to happen. I didn't hate it. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was well done. Like I said, I don't think much is gonna come of it as far as Naomi and Tamina is concerned. It's just kind of a way to put Sasha Banks more in a kind of in a baby face role, and I think that's going to be the story going into WrestleMania is, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch going after Charlotte for that title. Like I said, especially with Nikki Bella being out, I don't see any other WrestleMania matches really happening unless they decide to just throw all the women in there just to get them to have a match, which I don't think they should do. I know they want to get everybody on the WrestleMania card, but if you just do the 3 NXT girls, especially with how much they've built them up, I think it's the only proper thing to do, really.
I'm going to say it now, then I guess you guys are probably right, and I'm probably wrong. I guess that Brie Bella probably will get her match at Fastlane.
Free mode.
Fuck Brie Bella.
Moving on to from one NXT star and Sasha Banks getting the spotlight to another NXT star, once again slowly moving down the totem pole. We had Titus O'Neil coming down to the ring. They showed a clip from SmackDown of him doing his millions of dollars dance in the crowd with somebody, and Breeze
so bad.
Oh my God! So Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze. This really wasn't anything good.
I can't even say a typical match because it just I don't know, it just didn't click. It just didn't connect, and Titus O'Neil gets the win for whatever reason. I don't know. It just
why? I feel like they're giving him like a baby mid-card push.
Yeah, that could be it, and it's also because of like all the stuff he does for like publicity, like all the stuff he does for like being a dad and winning like some of the awards for like Dad of the Year or something like that. But once again, you know, I feel like this is more just about more of the dissension of Tyler Breeze. I mean, I
don't give a fuck. Breeze is still gorgeous, damn it.
But what was the point of bringing this guy up? Why even bring this guy up if you built him up for 2 weeks and now a couple months later he's nothing?
We've had this conversation, guys. Vince hates him. Trips wants to protect him.
And that's partly why Vince hates him. Vince and them have this weird thing from what I've heard. Just any NXT guy is pretty much screwed.
Unless your name is Kevin Owens, you're good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think we're fortunate right now that AJ Styles is being treated like a star and not a complete joke at this point. I think that's a miracle. But once again, Tyler Breeze, another tough loss, but we'll see what happens with him going forward. WWE airs a segment on Mark Henry because, of course, it's February, so they're going to be celebrating Black History Month all month. So they spotlighted Mark Henry, talked about his career, 20-year career in the WWE. They talked about him going into the International Sports Hall of Fame, and Mark Henry wasn't even on Raw. So that's all I got to say about that one. So very weird by WWE. But moving on, I think, to probably the match of the night, we had Kevin Owens taking on Dolph Ziggler. I believe this was their 9th encounter.
Yep.
Hold on. You been counting?
Kevin was counting.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think this was the 9th match between the two, and you know what? Once again, this was I thought this was a pretty good match, you know. Not one of their better matches, but I thought it was still relatively pretty good. You know, Owens had good heat in the match. The crowd was looking for a Dolph Ziggler comeback. Eventually, Kevin Owens wins with the pop-up powerbomb.
No, he didn't.
Actually, no. Dolph Ziggler wins because Kevin Owens went for the pop-up powerbomb. Dolph Ziggler reversed it into the zigzag. So Dolph Ziggler gets a win in this feud when it's mostly been Kevin Owens. I don't know if anything is going to come of this. See, which is weird because after the Rumble, we thought it was going to be a Kevin Owens AJ Styles feud. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they're continuing with a Dolph Ziggler Kevin Owens thing going forward, or if it's like you said earlier, Skits, kind of like a TV feud for now. So what did you guys think of the match, and what do you guys think is planned for either Kevin Owens or Dolph Ziggler going forward? Whatever you guys think, and I'll start with you.
I said this last week. I really think Dolph Ziggler's fucking overrated. He's a jobber in my eyes. He gets booked against guys like Kevin Owens, you know, that he can gel with. So at this point, with him winning this match, it really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. Because he might just go straight up on SmackDown and lose again, and nobody's going to care. And he'll be back on Raw and lose again, and nobody cares. So at the moment, I'm like, do I want to get invested with Zig or not? Because he's just that guy that you book at any show, and once his music hits, you know the crowd's gonna go ape shit just for your music. So I don't know how to feel about Ziggler, man. Kevin, on Kevin's hand, Kevin's got 2 feuds right now. WWE can go with. They can shoot on the left side where you have AJ Styles sitting there. They can shoot at AJ and say, let's work with AJ. They can shoot on the right side and let's work with Sammy. That's on them right now. Who do they think Kevin will work well with? Because at the moment, he's just sitting there like, put me to work with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that, you know, we see these guys wrestle so many times. When Kevin only debuted, you know. You seem like Kevin mostly won most of the matches, but that's what they're planning. I mean, maybe like a little tease of the Rumble could be seeing AJ and Kevin Owens feud. We just don't know what they're planning to do. But I think we just hit the month of February. I think there's 3 weeks left for Fastlane. Who knows?
Yeah, this was a damn good match. And the only thing I really have to address is people are claiming that Kevin's being buried and all this stuff. How? First of all, it's
that's the question. How?
Second, it was a really competitive match. Third, it was a damn good match.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I feel like people, anytime somebody gets a loss now that has any sort of momentum, they classify it as like a burial. You know, I always say on the show that people nowadays don't know the meaning of the word buried or burial. They just
now you want to
that
talk
word
about
around
buried? Tyler Breeze, he's getting buried. That's buried.
Oh God, yeah, and it's kind of amazing.
Wait till AJ Styles loses his first match and everybody say, oh my God, they're going to kill off AJ Styles because he's a TNA guy. Okay, that's it for him.
It's your typical wrestling fan. Let's just be real.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But let's move on to the main event of the night. You had the New Day going against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. I thought it was an okay main event. Of course, we know New Day's entertaining. Did you guys see that little kid in the Bullet Club T-shirt?
Yeah.
And New Day was doing like the gun pointing at the Bullet Club kid.
Oh yeah, I saw it. That shit was funny.
This promo was incredible.
I was like confused at first. I was like, wait a minute, what's that kid doing in a Bullet Club shirt? I was waiting for Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson to just like stand up behind the kid and be like, hey, what's up? We're here. But like I said, I thought it was an okay main event. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, of course, get the win on the New Day. And who comes out? But of course, Brock Lesnar.
The Bullet Blazer
beats up Dean Ambrose. Absolutely kills him. Like I said, furthering the feud going into Fastlane. So but it felt like such an abrupt ending, especially because I felt like the match went so close to the ending of the show. I kind of just felt like, okay, Brock comes out, beats up Dean, and that's it. So, and I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I was like the way the ending was shot by the cameras, I don't know, like I thought it was shot terribly. Like you hear Cole go, oh look at Brock Lesnar, and it took the cameraman a couple seconds to actually pan onto Brock Lesnar. So I don't think it was shot properly. I thought it kind of like messed up the ending segment. But I mean, that's WWE production for you. Sometimes they they suck horribly when it comes to camera angles. But regardless, what do you guys think of the main event, and what do you guys think of Brock Lesnar coming out after? Start with these kids.
With Brock Lesnar, it was definitely expected for him to come out to make a statement. Let them boys know, like, look, I'm the beast and I'm coming for that title. And, you know, it's always good to, you know, to expect something good from the New Day in a main event. And, you know, it's your typical, you know, Roman Reigns moves and Dean Ambrose. So it was, just like you said, it was a decent main event.
I thought the promo was definitely the highlight of the main event. Gosh. Them rambling about Rule 34 on Tumblr and all that shit. I need to go back and watch that again later. That was amazing.
You know what? As soon as the show's over, I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch it again myself.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think you're you know, it's time for Brock Lesnar to go after these guys. You know, kind of make this really interesting. You know, have this Brock Lesnar. Who knows if he'll be back next week? You know, he's suits his contract, so finally get to see some physicality being seen through. You know.
But yeah, that in a nutshell was Monday Night Raw. Overall, not. I feel like
it was your hit and miss type of Raw.
I don't know. Like I said, it's funny because we come to the show every Monday, and most weeks I feel like when we talk about Raw and we talk about the overall feel, it's the same thing every week. We'll be like, okay, there was some, you know, there may be some good to great stuff on different weeks, but for the most part, it's just so many random, pointless matches, and then there's random squashes that just like annoy the shit out of us, and I don't know.
No, that's not.
I know we all think the 3 hours.
I was gonna say this Raw didn't have some like names like Bray Wyatt that wasn't on there. That probably would have been, you know, something that would help out the feud with him and Lesnar. Could have had Lesnar probably involved at the end, you know, with the Wyatts.
You're saving that to Fastlane when Bray Wyatt actually does interfere in that main event.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's really becoming evident how lackluster the WWE roster is right now. Like I said, I think they're really missing the star power in Cena and Rollins and Orton. And like I said, Sheamus wasn't even on the show tonight, and it was noticeable because
Sheamus is hurt.
I mean, like in a wrestling role, like he wasn't wrestling. Like I said, we didn't like, and it's weird because you have these shows, and we're stuck with Eric Rowan versus The Big Show, which, you know what, I even forgot to mention because I actually
so bad.
I didn't watch the whole thing because it was just pointless. Was there any reason to watch that match?
Not at all. Not at fucking all. So speaking of, since you brought up the Wyatts, there was a lot of talks about Strowman and Taker probably facing off at WrestleMania, but now it looks like plans have changed. So I don't know who Taker's going to fight now at WrestleMania. It's a question mark. Another thing that you've got to bring up, Chris Jericho, he had a interview in the back today, and he said he'll be paying close attention to AJ Styles and Miz. So it's looking like it's going to be Styles and Chris Jericho at Fastlane.
It wouldn't shock me to go that route if Jericho and AJ go at it. And you just said right now they might change plans in Strowman and Undertaker?
Yep, that
would be
word.
Terrible. Oh my God.
I don't know. Like yesterday, I think we were talking to someone Lucha Underground saying that would be a bad idea because Undertaker, he could barely lift up Bray Wyatt. So they should get someone lighter. Maybe it's someone like Daniel Bryan. Maybe if they plan to bring Daniel Bryan back before WrestleMania, which I think they should because all these injuries they have. They need more star power, and I'll be up for Daniel Bryan Undertaker match at Mania.
So Strowman is out. So let's just. The whole Strowman Taker talk is going to be dropped now, according to Brian Alvarez. So,
I mean, there's less. I mean, it's like less options right now for Undertaker to wrestle at WrestleMania. Like, we know Triple H is not happening. We know Brock Lesnar is not happening. We know Bray Wyatt is not happening. So you are left. You have Kevin Owens. Wanda Wyatt. I mean, you don't want to.
What if they put him against somebody from the League of Nations? That's the only people that I can think of now. Rusev. Rusev has nothing to do.
Neither does Del Rio. Neither does Sheamus. Neither does Barrett. Hell, they're all injured.
You see all these names.
Rusev is the only one that's not hurt. That's why I said Rusev's name.
You see all these names. You see, all these names are not exciting. I mean, if you look at the past couple of years, you have to give somebody that is exciting. Okay, Shawn Michaels, CM Punk, that's a good choice. Brock Lesnar, okay. Bray Wyatt, okay. And something interesting. If you put any of the League of Nations guys, it wouldn't be interesting.
Well, there's somebody's name I want to mention who still injured at the moment, but I have a feeling that he'll be back soon. Maybe I'm just wishing. But what's up with Cesaro? What's the talks with him?
Oh, that would be awesome.
I'll be up for him, but I don't know if he's coming back anytime soon due to that injury. So I just don't know how long lengthy his injury is. I really don't know, but I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, that's the big question mark is when are these guys coming back from injury? There's even reports going around that Cena might even be back for WrestleMania with his
doubt
injury.
that.
Is Cena like fucking Superman or what?
Hey,
guys,
listen, we've seen this guy come back from injury months and months before it was scheduled, so it wouldn't surprise me. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me because it's John Cena.
What? That'll be surprising. I don't know, but it's funny. I was listening to Eyes of the Ring last night, and Drew God mentioned he heard Randy Orton could be coming back. I'm all like, I never heard that one, but if Undertaker and Randy Orton could probably work in today's day, even though 11 years ago they went after WrestleMania.
And I believe me and you were there to see that shit too.
Yeah, you were there. That was actually the first time when Undertaker's streak got interesting.
To switch gears real quick. So Lucha Underground made their debut for season 2 last week. And this week, the match that they're going to have is already out there. I don't know if you guys seen it, advertising it on Twitter. You guys see it?
Mundo Killshot?
So they're going to have Johnny Mundo versus Killshot, yeah.
It's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. I believe I was there, too, to see that one. You guys are going to love that one. Killshot is definitely playing a big role this season, and I'm happy for it. Did you guys catch the first episode of season 2 and your thoughts?
Oh, it was awesome.
What was your favorite match?
Gotta go with Phoenix and Cuerno.
Hey, Jared, did you pick that match because you saw me and Skitz during that match?
Was that?
Did you pick that match because you saw me and Skitz during that match?
No, I picked that match because of that weird, like, spinning cradle pile driver.
Queno and fucking Phoenix was amazing, dude. Fucking King Queno is one underrated dude. I think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves in Lucha Underground. Like, I feel like dude should get pushed a little more in that promotion.
Yeah, you know what?
Has Queno and Killshot feuded yet?
No, I don't think so. I mean, no, but I just can tell you this though. King Cuerno, he grew up in a wrestling family. His dad was Fantasma, so he grew up in a wrestling family, so he knows what he's doing in the ring. And I'm also surprised that he speaks English really, really well, because when he did that backstage segment, I was surprised he speaks English like that well. After he won that title, the Gifted of God title from Phoenix, in
his ridiculous cowboy outfit.
Yeah, but it was very interesting to hear him speaking English, and it's just hard for me to seen him for years as playing Nico and Fantasma and Triple A. Just can't picture him speaking English at all, but him pulling it off is pretty good. I don't know if he.
Yeah, I mean, I love Phoenix versus King Cuerno. It only went about 8 minutes, but I think I thought it did its job perfectly. Into which both guys got all their spots in, and like I said, it made both guys look good. It was interesting that King Cuerno won the Gift of the Gods championship from Phoenix. I didn't really expect that, so that was a nice little touch onto there. And then right after this match, to see Son of Havoc, Ivelisse, and Angelico, they all met each other outside, and they were heading back into the temple, I think, to go from that match and then hyping up, bringing back that trio together, really got this episode off to a great start and got season 2 off to a great start.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I think the strongest thing was the opening.
Yeah.
Well, I think we tried to say about the Van Hero thing.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, when I went to Marucha last night, I did figure out why all this thing was leading to. So, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I figured out how everything is how it solved everything. Because when I was there at that taping, I was like, how the hell is Vampiro still coming with Matt Striker? I didn't get it, but now it makes sense, and you guys will see when it gets to a few months ago. You'll see everything, the whole story, how all this started off, and you'll see. I can't wait for you guys to check out the whole entire season.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let everybody know, how, for those that listen every Monday, is how we usually cover Raw and recap Raw. We will recap the following Lucha Underground episode from, the previous week. So, because we usually do shows Wednesdays, the same day that Lucha Underground goes on air. So basically next Monday we'll be talking about episode 2. So, now Mondays we're going to be doing Raw recap and Lucha Underground recap, folks. So, hope Lucha Underground.
Get ready for episode 2. I was going to tell everybody, get ready for episode 2. You're going to see a debut on episode 2.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought episode 1 really set a good tone for season 2. Like I said, Phoenix and King Cuerno was great. Seeing Ivelisse versus Angelico versus Son of Havoc in that triple threat match, and then seeing Ivelisse versus Mil Muertes. It told a great story in Ivelisse, trying to defeat the monster Mil Muertes, but not being able to do so, and then fucking Pentagon Jr. breaking Mil Muertes' arm. Great stuff. It was just... It was great. I mean, you know, and I said that Lucha Underground was the best wrestling show on TV, and I'm still gonna say that, and it's gonna remain true, I think, for 2016. You know, it's just they bring such a different vibe, and it's, you know, like I said, the cinematic presence that we get from Lucha Underground is so fresh and so new, and it breathes such a different air into the world of professional wrestling. You know, I think all four of us have been watching wrestling a fair amount of time in our lives, and this is really the first time we've seen, like I said, a cinematic movie approach to wrestling, and it works, you know, like I said, really, really well, despite what some failed you know, manager wants to say about it, Jim Cornette. But
hey, by the way, I started a fuck Cornette chant.
Yep, he did.
At Lucha Underground this past weekend.
Yep, he did. He did that. I can tell you that I witnessed that. So yeah, he did start a fuck Cornette chant. So yeah, and also it's funny when the chant was going on. I think Chris and Joseph, a past guest here on WH Radio, he even said fuck Jim Cornette as well. Even Vampiro too. When he was on the mic, he was, you know, saying, yeah, fuck that motherfucker. But yeah, but I have a for both Jarrett and Tom, because, you know, you guys were not at the taping, but I just want to ask you guys this question. When you guys first saw Pentagon broke Mil Muertes' arm, what was your mind going through? Were you guys marking out like these Lucha Underground fans were going? Because when he broke his arm, everybody went nuts. I don't know what you guys were what was your mind? Are you guys, you know, what you guys were going through? I mean, thinking like when that happened, like holy shit, you know, what a good ending for the opener for the season. I don't know if you guys thought that or what.
Well, I was thinking this is it. They're giving Pentagon the belt to Ultima Lucha.
That was my exact thoughts, and it was like to start off season 2 with that, where, you know, it's Mil Muertes, the monster, you know, defeating Ivelisse, you know, throwing poor Ivelisse around like it was nothing. And, you know, Prince Puma luckily saving her, and then we see the badass. You know, Pentagon Jr. may not be the biggest guy, but he's gonna hurt you, and he's gonna break your arm, and he's gonna make you feel pain. And I went nuts, like I said, and it's weird because Mil Muertes, I think, does such a good job playing like he's like the typical old school heel where he's just this big guy and he bullies everybody and he does what he wants, and it's such a weird dynamic because Pentagon Jr. is, you know, he was a guy in the sense that he was breaking everybody's arm and he was hurting people, but under the guidance of Vampiro. And now we're seeing Pentagon Jr. now playing more the role of he's going to hurt people, but as a good guy. You know, it's...
Did you notice Vampiro didn't have any comments when Pentagon did that?
But I can tell you this, though. Did you see before he broke his arm, they had a good shot on Vampiro. Vampiro had a weird look in his face.
Yeah.
So
he didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Vampiro has let Pentagon maybe out on his own, you know, because like I said, we saw at Ultima Lucha when Vampiro revealed that he was the master, he kind of said, you know, you're ready. And was that what he meant by you're ready? Is that you're ready to go, you know, after the biggest guy in the company? Who knows?
Well, everything you're saying, I ain't gonna spoil anything, but you guys will see this the whole season. So you guys can figure out everything that's going on. But it's gonna be interesting. I just can't wait to be talking about this whole season. And also just been
speaking of seasons.
I think
season fucking 3.
Yep.
Already, it's awesome.
And we're not even done with season 2. Nope, man. When you guys heard the internet break when they said season 3 is happening for Lucha Underground, did you guys say this changed the game of professional wrestling? And promotions like TNA need to step their fucking game up.
Yeah, and I've been hearing that TNA's been doing better as of late. I've heard, I mean, obviously some fans are going to be, maybe a little biased in the sense that maybe they won't give TNA a chance or whatever. But like I said, I've heard that their tapings have been going okay over in the UK, and their TV show on Pop is getting better numbers.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I was trying to say with this whole TNA talk with the second show of the week, but I'm just going to bring it up now. So there's a lot of rumors out there that our boy Will Ospreay was supposed to face Mark Andrews in a matchup out there in the UK, and it ended up being in a dark match, a 5-minute dark match.
Explosion, which is basically a dark match.
Yeah, and they found out the reason why. Because they found out that he signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yep. He's going to be part of the best of Super Junior.
Morons.
Now, I want to hear your thoughts, Tom, because I think Oscar mentioned that you caught this, that you wouldn't be surprised if Will Ospreay goes to New Japan. Your thoughts on TNA trying to fuck over Will Ospreay and putting him in basically a dark match? When they could have showed off his talent.
That's surprising. I mean, as well as, TNA is so hit and miss when it comes to picking a talent. And they've done this throughout their whole existence. I mean, it's not something new. It's not like I'm shitting on them for something new. It's something they've done throughout their whole entire thing. Like I said, at one point they had CM Punk on their roster for a good amount of time. They had Okada on their roster too, and we see what they did with him. Made him into a complete and utter joke. But it's not surprising. They want to try and bring in one of the best up and coming talents in the world of professional wrestling, and somebody. Whether or not, whoever took Will Ospreay first or TNA was going to take Will Ospreay, New Japan came in and said, we're going to take Will Ospreay, and you know what? I feel more confident in New Japan doing Will Ospreay right than TNA. I think Will Ospreay, it doesn't matter about, New Japan being a Japanese-based promotion as TNA being, an American-based promotion. New Japan is taken more seriously as a wrestling promotion, and their matches are taken more seriously. So I think Will Ospreay he's gonna do. I can't wait for Best of the Super Juniors to happen this year. That's gonna be fantastic. And when they do the Super Junior Tag Team Tournament, I think Will Ospreay is going to fit in there really as well. It's amazing. This guy's only 23 years old, and look at the opportunities he's getting. And I know we've talked about this before. A lot of these young talents, you look at guys like Will Ospreay, Trevor Lee, even Ricochet. Ricochet's only like 25, 26 years old. That's still really young. In the eyes of a lot of professional wrestlers. And you look at these guys at such a young age getting big opportunities and really, I think, setting the curve for a lot of other wrestlers as well. So it's great to see. It's great to see, but like I said, it's not surprising. But I love when some TNA talent will go on Twitter and try and dismiss something. They'll be like, oh, guys, don't listen to the rumor.
Talking about like
don't listen to this and that. It's just, why? For once, can TNA talent just like shut up and not even respond to some of this stuff? Just like, hype up your own product, and that's
so
it.
You're talking about Rockstar Spud's tweet, right?
Yeah, I saw Rockstar Spud. Davey Richards, I think, tweeted something out. I think Gregory Helms did too. It was just like, can you guys just leave it alone? Don't even mention it, because you're just going to get yourself in more hot water.
The worst of it was Matt Hardy.
Listen, Matt Hardy is just, he's out of his mind as far as the heel character is. He's gone full.
You missed it last week when I was mentioning, why in the fuck is your baby? Why is your little one on fucking TV being carried down to the ring by Brodus Clay? I would not call him Tyrus.
Yeah, this is kind of weird bringing his son around. He's just still a baby, and it's just freaking weird. I don't know. I can't believe how TNA allows that to happen, but oh well.
Speaking of TNA, another thing, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are listening to us, usually they know that we don't speak on TNA too much, but how about Awesome Khan dragging Reby Sky out of the women's locker this past weekend?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I remember watching the shoot, and I want to say that they have beef already. So, from like some indie shows or whatnot. So, why would you want to, why would you want to dress in the same locker room with somebody that hates you?
I think it's one of those things where you kind of have to.
Well, I bet
you Reby Sky wasn't really even thinking about it. She was just kind of, she was just kind of like, changing or whatever. And, there's that whole locker room, that whole veteran locker room mentality where it's like, if you're either not part of us or you haven't paid your dues, you can't change with us or something like that. It's just, it's kind of ridiculous. And for Kong to do that, first of all, especially when the Hardy's kid was right there, like that's just completely unnecessary. There's no reason to do that. If you have a problem with somebody, handle it like an adult and not like a violent teenager. Like, come on, have more sense than that. And that, I thought Kong would have more sense than that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was telling Skits yesterday, that was completely wrong what Kong did. If that report is true that Kong did all that in front of the kid, I mean, that is just not right. I don't care how old that kid is. If you have beef with somebody, that's a parent, and you don't do that in front of a kid, you just hold it off and deal it with another day. I mean, I'm sure I understand she was frustrated that, Reby Sky did not pay her dues and all this stuff, and she's sharing the same locker room. I mean, I understand all that. But, you just can't do that. That is just completely wrong, And if TNA released her for doing that, I would just say, you know what, just fuck it. Just go ahead and release her. She would deserve it. That's not right. That's not freaking cool,
Definitely. Looks like we're coming to an early end this week here on WH Radio. Before we shut down the show, how about we throw out some plugs, folks? Let's start with Jarrett.
All right, coming soon, hopefully, is the Yeti WCW Retrocast, where a few friends and I will go through the entirety of WCW. All of it. We're going to die. Who's next?
You want to throw out your Twitter?
Oh, yeah. I am also on Twitter, at Rosenhacker. I'm mostly there pretty much all the time.
And I hope you enjoyed your first show here on WH Radio, and we're looking forward to
totally. It's a lot of fun.
Talk more wrestling with you, dude. I definitely had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Oscar.
All right, you can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. I just want to put a little cheap plug for the Wrestling Guy store. If you're going to Bowie on February 12th, well, the next team, you should head down to Huntington Park, California, at the Wrestling Guy store. He's having a signing with 2 TNA stars, which is Christy Hemme and your current knockout champion, Gail Kim. They both will be there Saturday, February 13th. So if you live in the LA area, or you just came in town, let's just say you just want to come out to TWG and you plan to see another day, why not just go down to the Wrestling Guy store and get a signing with these 2 TNA stars? And not only that, the Wrestling Guy also have a lot of figures and shirts you guys can check out, not just from the WWE, but in Lucha Underground.
They also have the Super Show card game, of which I am the champion.
He is the champion. Shout out to I should have came, and we could have went 1-on-1. But you already beat me anyways.
But anyways, yeah, you guys should check that out if you plan to do that. So follow at the Wrestling Guy HP to you want to know more information, like what time they'll be there and pricing and all that stuff. Just follow him and yeah, just check out everything. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have. Check out WrestlingHeads.com. Oh, another thing, somebody asked me on the Lucha Underground taping about shirt size. If we ever bring shirts to the show, no offense to big people, but we don't carry bigger than 2X. But if you're a big dude, I will go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHeads and order a shirt there. That's the best way you can get a shirt if you're over 3X. That's the best way I can tell you this shirt. So yeah, just go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHeads and thanks for the support. I'd like to thank Jaime for asking that question over the weekend at Lucha Underground taping. Shout out to you.
I'll definitely order some sizes for everybody. So
if you want to do that, just go. If you can't wait for us, then just go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHeads. You don't want to get the original or get the one that David has that Wrestling Heads versus everybody, go for it.
Shout out to David, who couldn't make it today. Shout out to him.
And shout out to him. I know I hope he's feeling better. I know he was sick yesterday or hungover. I don't know what the hell happened to him. But shout out to David, by the way. He's probably listening right now. Shout out to Ed. He's probably listening, too. I know you're in Hawaii, you lucky bastard.
Fuck it.
Fucking asshole. But anyways, yeah, I think I'm done here. Go ahead, Tom.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. That is my personal account. My Periscope is the same thing. Follow me both on there. That's the social medias that I use the most. I'll be sure to check out your Twitter, check out your Periscopes, as Oscar and Skip can tell you. I'm always checking out people's Periscopes and what they got going on. So I'll definitely show you some love there. And, yeah, you know, Twitter, hopefully, like I said, we're going to be tweeting the New Japan shows coming on in just a few weeks. I'll be live tweeting that, hopefully. If not, I'll be tweeting after the fact. But hopefully you're going to be tweeting some DDT and some Dragon Gate as well as some PWG shows I need to catch up on. You know, Smash Wrestling I need to catch up on, Alpha One Wrestling. How about this, guys? And just a little sneak preview for the other show coming this week in which we'll talk more about this. And all I have to say is Smash Wrestling doing some great stuff. If you go to Smash Wrestling on Twitter, at Smash Wrestling, Chikara versus Smash Wrestling.
I saw that.
That's crazy, people. That is crazy.
And I don't know for those folks, I don't know if you guys heard, but WH Radio Wrestling Heads, we are going to be in a relationship with Smash Wrestling this month and probably going forward. So you will hear a lot of Smash talk on here, and hope we get some Smash guys on here, to talk some professional wrestling with. So Yeah. And also, I would like to. Sorry, I just got a message. But anyways, I just want to say, follow us on Twitter at WrestlingHeads. That is my Twitter. Actually, that's the Wrestling Heads Twitter. My Twitter is at WHSkits. You can follow me on there. I'm always talking professional wrestling, but not. I'm on Facebook, WHSkits. Find me on there, Wrestling Talk. That's all I do is talk professional wrestling. I live, eat, sleep, and shit professional wrestling. Straight up.
That last part's DNA.
What was that?
That last part about shit professional wrestling, that's DNA.
Everybody knows me. That for those that don't, for those that know me, know I'm not really a bit of a total nonstop action TNA wrestling. There's a couple people out there that try to take up for him, but I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure our next show is going to be Wednesday, 11:30 East Coast time. We'll talk more independent wrestling, so be sure to listen in, and it should be fun. And until later on this week, I'm Skits. That's Tom, Jared, and Oscar. Shout out to David. Peace. We out.
Suck it.
See you later this week.
At National University, you don't just get a degree in nursing. You get a degree in
helping save my dad's life.
Fixing boobies.
Code blue, room 305.
Staying calm when I can't.
Bringing my daughter into this world safely.
We know it's not just the degree. It's the degree to which you use it. Help people when they need it most with our RN to BSN completion program. Learn more at nu.edu. National University, for the greater.